to Kristen
Hi.
Clark Unmasked. And with me today is my very, very first person that I did this podcast with, Sanjula Mansingh. And when I did it with her, it was only audio, it was only Anchor. So yay that we have a video. And we were just chatting prior to me starting the recording about my podcast with Lynn, the woman who found the $9,000 diamond. And we were giggling about how I had no idea who she was. And she was even confused about who I was. And, we ended up being like, oh, you're that person. You're that famous, amazing person. And I was thinking, isn't life like that? Isn't life, like it has all these little, special hidden treasures, and the whole thing was about hidden treasure. And the whole theme ended up being more and more revelations of hidden treasures. And it was so cool. And just to give you guys a little thing about Sanjula, oh my God, what is so special to me about Sanjula is everything, but yeah, her mug that says life is easy. And that's it. That's the bottom line. That's Sanjula in a nutshell right there. Because, when we try to make the law of attraction and manifestation, all of that, so I got to focus. What am I doing wrong? My reality's not here. My dream world's not here. What am I doing wrong? She really weaves in the natural and the normal of who we are and how easy and how simple and how it is already woven into the very fabric of who we are. And that was our first podcast. And I'm going to put the link below to that one because that one was just amazing. But I want to take it even bigger. I want to take it even more amazing with you because, and I'm going to let you talk in a minute, but the podcast I did with Roxanne, she was talking about how you never wake up and you're not existing. You've always existed. Every time you wake up, you're existing. You're in that bed. Here's these walls. Here's the window. And that's manifestation. That's law of attraction at its finest, at its easiest, at its most simple. And I love that. And I've always embraced that I think the bathroom's over there and in there's the shower on this side and the sink on this side and the toilet's over there. And that's manifestation. That's law of attraction. That's us. And even with Costa, we were talking about that, about how, there's the sun came up this morning. That's me manifesting like a mother. And, and then here we are going, oh, I need $1 million. It's like, hello, you just manifested a whole universe. Are you really? But anyway, go girl, go.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love where this is going. I love where we were discussing about, first of all, the co-creation. I still want to just like appreciate and savor how fun it was with you and Lynn and how you guys just like met each other. She was confused about which podcast it is or like who's the host. Like she confused you with someone else. And then you had no idea who this person was. You were like, she's approached me and I'm going to be like up for it. This is fun. And oh my God, how amazing was that co-creation, like, and that's something that we were talking about, like this is like a series of treasure hunts, like these treasures hidden everywhere, like the universe has everything kept for us in these beautiful ways, and it's all about the unfolding and discovering it and having fun with it and being easy about all of it. Like none of it has to be like some big study that we have. Okay, how do I manifest better? Like how can I make it like more optimal or optimize this thing and make it more effective, and what's the best technique, and blah, 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 blah. Like it's all supposed to be fun and light and easy, and like things like that happen. Like that is so crazy that you manifested. So fun.
I know it really was hilarious how I had I didn't even know who she was. She, how many people you're friends with on Facebook and you have no idea who they are. Yeah. And I had put out the video about, using the podcast to help people advertise their business. And she had reached out. She just went, I'd love to be on your podcast. And I'm like, okay, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you have, like every human being out there, you have amazing stories and you have
Mhm.
amazing wisdom. Let's get this lady on here. And that's all I knew about her. And I mean, there are, if you go on YouTube and you put in
Yeah,
Abraham Hicks and the $9,000 diamond or anything, any semblance of
she's
that,
famous.
it's her. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
she is. She's so funny. At one point, she goes, "I love that I'm famous now."
I love that too. And you know what makes me so excited about that is that, like as you said, I was one of the first people on your podcast, and we were playing with Anchor, and it was an audio recording. And I remember that there were just a little bit of a lag here, lag there, and everything. But like, I love that I've been part of this journey from the inception, even before there was a podcast. Like this whole idea that you wanted to have these leading edge, beyond leading edge conversations with these amazing people, and we just knew each other, and we were like, okay, let's see how it grows and how these people come around. And from there to here, and then Lynn, and like just a series of amazing people that you have had on your podcast. Like, how amazing is that? And that's the unfolding again. It's just like one by one, incremental, in a beautiful way. You get to savor all of it. You get to savor when there isn't any idea going on, there's no execution, but it's all in your mind, and it's just fun, and it's juicy and exciting. And you get to have fun right here, right now, when so much has unfolded, and so much of it is so fun. And this is still unfolding. Like, I can't imagine, like, of course it gets better and better and better. And I'm just so excited that, it's just going to be so much more fun. But I love where it is right now. I love, that's something that I think we get really caught up with manifestation. That's something that even I was thinking about recently. Like, when we have these dreams and we have these desires, it feels like I want the whole thing. I want everything right now. I want $1 million right now, or I want to know how it's going to happen. I want the whole package right now, and that's when I'll feel satisfied. But actually, the satisfaction is in the journey. Like, each moment of it is going to be so delicious. I've got to tell you about this cup. This cup is something I designed it. Like, this is so fun. Like, I had this idea back in December or so, and I saw it in an advertisement. Someone had beautiful cups, and I was like, what if I made a cup like this for myself? And then, like, the journey step by step, where I found a design which I liked, and I played with the design, I made what I liked. Then I found a company which makes beautiful cups, and I had great conversations with their customer care. And then, like, finally I made this cup, and I was so thrilled. Like, I could have had all the cups, like, if you
Hold it up
wanted it.
again.
Yeah, like, this is called Life is Easy, and
I
I
love
simply,
it. And it's got your name and everything.
yeah,
I
I
love
wanted to like
it.
send it across to a couple of my clients who worked with me in the in the previous year with my programs, and my program is called Life is Easy. So I just wanted to make it for myself, and the whole idea was, okay, I'm gonna give it to my clients. So in the instant, I could be like, I want the whole thing right now, the perfect cups. I wanted to be sent across, and everything, that's the manifestation I need. But oh my God, Kristen, the journey of designing the cup, of seeing it, of visualizing it, and when they give you a preview of this is what your cup is going to look like, I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. Like, I was just like savoring it so much. And this is when I was in Germany. And then I came back to India. And the fun thing about, okay, I'm going in this direction a little bit, but this is so fun.
Good, good, good.
When I was designing it, and there was like this company, I was trying to put it on the cups and see how it looks. And I thought it's an American company or a German company. Well, I don't know where I could find exactly this kind of quality in India. And as soon as I came to India, I realized they had a franchise in India as well. So the same
Oh,
company, the same website, everything, my design was saved here. I could just simply transfer it. Same company, same quality, same delivery. So that was like so fun. I was like, oh my God, I don't have to search for anything. It's all the same thing right here, the same company. And the people there were so nice. They helped me make the design even better, make it more colorful. And they were like, okay, why don't you order your first sample? And then you can order the bigger batch. I was like, okay, let me just order my cup. And I was so excited and nervous. And when it came, this is mine. I'm so excited. And like, every step along the way, and now I have this whole batch. I'm going to send it across to my people. It's going to be a surprise for them, not if they watch the podcast now, but like, everything about this is so fun. And it just makes me so excited about everything that's unfolding. The unfolding is the fun. It's here in the moment. I know it's going to get bigger, everything. money,
Yeah.
health, abundance, relationships, travels, whatever it is that we want. It's all there. It's going to happen. But the whole point of that dream is that you can have this joyful journey. You can have these moments, these so many beautiful moments. I could have just had this batch delivered then, but the if you could put a, you could evaluate the satisfaction, it would have been 1 kilo, 1 kilogram worth of satisfaction. And right now it's like thousands of kilos of satisfaction that I have now. So I think, just making it easy and being chill about it. Life is easy, life is supposed to be fun, and just let it be easy and breezy and let it come and
Yeah.
unfold beautifully.
Yeah. Well, and just I love easy is just so easy. And and I respect that we were just like, oh, that's boring. and,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
okay. It's like we need this universe to
Mhm.
be, you know, within everything we do. Even when our meditation, if I'm sitting there and all I'm doing is meditating and the only thing I'm getting is me
Yeah.
and it's quiet and it's crickets and it's just me, and we're
Mhm.
just like, no, that can't be it must be bigger than this, it must be more flowery, it must be more
Yeah.
exciting. Oh my gosh, you know it, it's so easy to get caught. Love that we always keep coming back around to easy, too easy, too
Easy.
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 And it really it there is a lot of the contrast of pushing and pulling, and this is right and this is easier and this is not as easy, and there's just so much in there that we just don't
Mhm.
know. We just don't know. We think we know love.
Mhm.
We have no idea what love is. We've got no idea because it's ever changing, it's ever growing, it's ever evolving. It's not something new, it's not something that's an emotion, it's not any of those things. And yet we will play with that and we'll compartmentalize that. And that's
Yeah.
cool. And that's fine. And that's easy. But it's possible that the unfathomableness, that's a new word, um, of love is even easier. It's
Mm.
I
Yes.
we think of that word unfathomable or endless or infinite, and it seems complicated, it seems scary.
Mhm.
But maybe it's easy. Maybe it's just so simple and so easy that we just jump right over how
I
simple
love
it is
that.
and go right into the complicated.
I love that. I love that. Like the expansion gets to be easy. The expanded version of everything beyond leading edge gets to be easy.
Yeah.
Like it all gets to be easy and simple and fun. I
Yeah.
love that.
And maybe
I
what
love.
we think is easy is actually complicated. Maybe that's us making it so difficult. And it's easier. We're always like I for me, I always think that, oh, there's some grand knowledge somewhere. But like you said, we have to work for it and we have to meditate. And I have to meditate for at least 20 years and go through at least 5 years of fasting and be able to levitate myself, and then I'll find that vast knowledge, when actually it's like, well, you can do that if you want, but maybe it's just as easy as opening your eyes and there's the sun. In fact,
Mhm.
I know it is.
Yeah, and I love, as we mentioned this before, like in our previous discussions, that we always have this permission slip, right? We think that, oh, if I have meditated for 20 years, then I'm enlightened, or then I can feel the satisfaction, then I can feel like I know stuff. But you could just like be lying on your bed, feeling lazy, and have that moment of enlightenment and then have that moment of connection. Or I have to travel. I'm from India, and a lot of people come to India, and then that's like a permission slip for them. Like, oh, Mama India is going to open my eyes, and then I will have the enlightenment. Like, and for me, kind of my permission slip is Abraham Hicks from the US. So it's just fun. Like, people have these different permission slips to, you know, uh, connect with whatever they want to connect. But I think it's easy, it's available, it's right here, right now. Brings me back to what's natural and normal. Like it's natural and normal for us to feel that connection with ourselves, the grander version of ourselves, our inner being, whoever we are. So it's there in the moment of having your cup of chai, your cup of, coffee. It's there in the moment of talking to your best friend. It's there in the moment of just lying on your bed. We don't have to have something, crazy or grand, or we don't like the idea of that. It's somewhere out there is just
Yes.
creating that separation, right? Right in that moment. It's right here and
Yeah.
it's available. Sometimes I have these conversations with my inner being, and it feels so natural and it feels so easy, and then it's like it can't be like, I wonder like sometimes it's so easy, like it
Not
feels
easy.
like for me, I gotta go to Abraham Hicks workshop, I gotta be in the hot seat, I gotta do the like that's an experience in itself. Oh my god, then I would have that experience of connecting with Abraham, connecting with infinite wisdom. But then I'm just like walking on my balcony and having this chat with my inner being, like, like two best buds, and, cussing and having fun and laughing and sharing jokes. And then I'm like, is this it? This is so simple. This is so and all the questions that I have are answered, or everything that I need to know is there, is available, sometimes in words, sometimes in, in emotions, sometimes in blocks of thoughts, as Esther says, like, and it's right here. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. So I think easy is like, our word for the day. I think it's all easy.
Ah, this is I love all that. I love what you said. You know, I've been really playing a lot with that part of us that's always here. You know, when all
Hmm.
these thoughts come and go and all these jobs come and go and all these rooms that I stay in come and go, I am always the same. I am always here. And it's just like I think about, the job I'm in right now. I have no idea, no clue. I was heading in this direction. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And yet there was a part of me that did know, that did know. Um, but and when I'm in that that space of talk about the war zone.
Hmm.
You talk about how Abraham talks about chaos, about the war zone, how you can be in the middle of all that war zone and still be, they say hold your joy, but what understanding it is I'm still me. I'm still the me that was traveling around the United States, and I'm still the me that was, when I was 13 years old and had the flu, puking my guts out. I'm still her, no matter what, whether I'm angry or whether I'm happy or
Yeah.
whether I'm in the deepest of depression or whether I'm whatever, I'm always her. And I've really, really touched in with her like I've never touched in with her before. And it is so, oh my God, I can't tell you. It's so freeing. It's so freeing, number one, but it's God, there's just something so vast and huge, but simple. It's so
Yeah.
easy. It is so it is the most simplest of simplest things. And I would hear Abraham or anybody talking about this aspect of who we are, and it sounds separate. Yeah, like the inner
Yeah.
being sounds
Yeah.
separate from me. My, and you've heard me say big K, you've heard me say, oh my God, all those words. And I'm playing with the self, because I'm always trying to find a label. But yes, it is so easy to find. And the harder I look for her, the more she's
Mhm.
not there.
Mhm. Love it.
Yeah, the more deeper I'm
Exactly.
like, okay, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Well,
Yeah.
quit looking.
Yeah.
She's right there. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like we're trying to look for air. And it's like
Mhm.
it's right here. You don't look for it, it's right there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, goes back to the natural thing, because we thought we would talk about this a bit. Because when we are searching for abundance, we're searching it outside of ourselves, outside in some
Yes.
other reality, or some like it's like out there. Where's the abundance? Where's the health? Where's the partner? Where's this? Where's that? And if you like tune into that, that no, it's here, it's me, it's this, it's now, it's natural, it is inherent, it's not something, it is who I am abundant, abundance is me, I am healthy, health is me, um love is me, I am love. So when you connect to that part of yourself, then there is no separation. That is what I think is natural. That is what, like, I love, like, knowing that when, because we can approach law of attraction this way. Okay, I need to manifest this. This is the things, these are the things. Okay, this is my laundry list of things that I want to manifest. And we approach it in the same way as if like a laundry list. Okay, I need to go and get this from somewhere. It's somewhere out there. I need to go and get it. But it's like, no, recognize this. This is not a laundry list. This is like remember list. Remember this is within you. Remember this is your natural state. Remember this is who you are. And when you remember that, when you tune into that, it's available, it's right here, it's easy, it's now. Then it comes, the evidence, it's just waiting for you. It's like, holding behind, if it's trying to push the doors, it's almost like there, and like the seams are almost about to burst. And then you recognize, and then, as they say, floodgates open. And that's just like for everything. Like, I love contemplating, okay, what is natural for me? Like, whenever there's a new desire in me, maybe there's some contrast, and maybe then there's like, okay, what is it that I want? Then it turns to, okay, who am I? Like, who, like, instead of saying that, okay, what is it that I want to manifest, then who who am I to, allow that? Who would I be? So what is my truth? What is the natural state of who I want to be? Maybe it's a certain kind of body, or it's maybe a certain kind of relationship, or maybe a certain kind of anything, whatever someone wants to manifest. So first thing, I know it within myself that it's a given. Everything that you ever ask for, it's not a coincidence that you're thinking that I want this right now. That is your inner being guiding you. Well, inner being is still feels separate, but like, it's like your vortex telling you, hey, now it's about time to focus on this thing. Like, it's ready for you, come and get it. So when you think you have a desire, it's like, okay, it's ready for me, it's there. How do I like realign myself to start thinking of myself that, oh, this is natural for me to have. This is my natural state of being. Vitality, clarity, anything, just literally anything that you want. You have to just, come back and remember that this is who you are. This is who you get to be. You are like pure positive energy. You're the energy that creates worlds. You, whatever you want to call it, right? You are that powerful. If you want to be powerful, you just have to remember that I'm powerful, and it starts showing up. It starts guiding you. It starts taking you in the direction so that you can experience it. You already were it. You probably forgot it. And now that you bring it back into your focus that, oh, that's who I was, totally forgot it. Then you start, witnessing it and experiencing it and enjoying it and savoring it. So yeah, it's easy. It's here. It's not somewhere out there. It's all within you. It's all you. So I love that. I love playing with that. And it's like the shortest path for me to, get into that vibration. I enjoy doing it so much. So yeah, it's always exciting for me.
That is, and I'm just listening to everything you're saying, and I just, one of the greatest things I realized lately, and it was just a blip, and like the best parts are, and then they're gone. And,
Yeah.
we always have that little bit left behind, but the little bit that was left behind was, I don't know. And in the moment of just playing with, I don't know, I had the biggest just expansion of freedom within I don't know. Oh my gosh. And then of course it was gone. And I'm like, no, come back. I don't know. Wait, keep saying it. Maybe it'll come back. But it really, there was this amazing, powerful freedom within just saying, I don't know. And it was scary. It's such a scary thing to say. And there was another side to the scary, letting myself have that scary and finding, there's so much we resist. There's so much we push away. Like if somebody says, I know you think we're love, but we're not. We're not. There's no such thing as love. And first thing is like, oh, no, halt that saying. And it's like, but let yourself be brave enough to go into that and see what's on the other side. See what's on the other side of that scary. Yeah, I do not accept that. Let yourself go there. Let yourself go into, I don't accept that. Let yourself go into all of that and see what's on the other side. And when we say, we've forgotten this, we say that a lot, when we were children, we were so free. And then, somebody tamped all that down. Well, and then to let myself say, okay, but what if I haven't forgotten anything. What if I haven't forgotten? And everything I embrace is me just learning more and expanding and expanding and expanding. There is nothing I've forgotten. There is nothing I don't know. There's no inner being that says, I must teach you what you innately know. And it's like, no, I don't like that. I want to be able to say, there's no being out there that knows more than me. We all
Mm.
know the exact same thing right here, right now. We are as big as we've ever gotten. We are as knowledgeable as we've ever gotten right here. Everything I know right here, every thought, every fantasy, every emotion, every contrast, every non-duality, everything is as big as this God has ever been. And
Exactly.
yeah, and we're going to expand again in a second. We're going to in a nanosecond. So I know
And
that
that's
made
the
sense in
point of
my head.
expansion. Yeah, it does. But I was curious to know, like, as you were talking about, like, when you said that surrender of, I don't know, and we should like allow ourselves to see what's on the other side. So I would just love to know, what did you find on the other side if you like dipped your toe in there? Like, how was that?
I wish I could explain it. Like I said, there's so much, isn't it? I mean, we all do this.
Yeah.
There's so many times we get that when you say we're laying there in bed or we're sitting out, on the beach, and you get just that little blip of
Yeah.
of like, oh my God, of
Mhm.
how big I really am, how much I really do know. And then it just is gone. And it just goes.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time. And in that moment to be able to go, okay, instead
Mhm.
of no, bring more, or even to do that. And to find the simple, the easy, the natural, and let all of that be natural. Let
Mhm.
all of that be who I am. I'm not missing anything. I'm creating. And I mean,
Mm.
I think like when somebody was thinking about creating an airplane, they had those blips, just
Yeah.
a little blip of seeing a bird flying and going, and then on to life, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's what all these are, all these little blips we get, all these little wonderful epiphanies that we just want to jacuzzi in, we just want
Yeah.
to hold on
Yeah.
and put on and wrap ourselves in for a minute. But no, all we get is just a little smell of it and it's gone. And
I love it.
yeah, I love in that moment, I know I can feel it. My whole reality just went whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's my normal. And it's like, well, I'd like to chew on that a little bit. I'd really like to play with that a little bit more, but no. And
I I have
just
these moments also. Like today, I had like one of those moments where there was like it's always there. As I said, like with my inner being, that this conversation is almost ongoing. It's like it's always available, so I can just tune to it or tune out. So and the blipping in and out, I think like that's more a me thing, because I had this afternoon beautiful like realization, or one of those things, it's just like so yummy. And it's not like, okay, go there and you will get this thing and do this and this will happen. It's just like one thought which is so yummy. And I'm just like, I like to like think about it. I not think deeper, but the same thing when I not repeat it deliberately, because when I say it, oh my god, like there's this like cool chill down my spine, and then I say it again and it feels the same, and then I say it again, it feels the same, and it just amplifies and feels better and better. And it's not like I'm not like being productive and doing like a manifestation exercise. I'm just like enjoying and chilling and like, just loving the thought, whatever it might be. Sometimes it's just thinking the thought, sometimes it's saying the thought, sometimes it's writing till like I'm so excited to write. Like there's it's not legible. You can't read what I'm writing. It's just like like, oh my god, this thought is so fun. This just the thought is so fun to chew on, or the word is so fun to chew on. And then after that, I was like, I had some discussion with my mom about some bank thing, and I was out of it. Like I was here, like just enjoying and having fun, and like so exciting, ooh, so yummy, and all of that. And then after that, like we had some different discussion, and everything just went in a different direction. And so like it was me dipping in and out, and I know, as you said, in that moment when that thing came, I expanded. Something within me shifted, something within me changed, something, all these exercises we do to get rid of our limiting beliefs and believe in this and become this version of yourself, embody this and all of that. You don't need to do, I mean, I believe it's simpler than that. It's easier than that. Like, I really believe in easy. I don't want it to be difficult at all. Like, I don't want to sit down and do a belief bridging exercise or something like that. Doing that and just chewing on that one sentence over and over again because it feels so good to me, I know that I've shifted. And it's not like a linear thing that, okay, now this belief has shifted and this belief has shifted. It's an exponential thing. So today I did something that felt really exciting and just chewed on that thing because I was somehow open to receiving it. Somehow I was in a easy mood. I wasn't like enlightened or meditating or something like that. I was just open to hearing it and like holding on to it and then chewing it and like enjoying it and savoring it and expanding it and like letting it be and letting myself be in it. And I know that something shifted. I don't know about which belief, I don't know in which area, I don't care. I know that all is well. Like, I got to have that fun moment. So I love when those things happen. I love that. I know whenever I get into that zone, I could say conversing with my inner being, but I know it's just me being me in that moment, allowing myself with the permission slip of talking to my inner being when I'm like in that zone. These things happen. Like, it's just fun, it's exciting, and I know shifts happen, major shifts happen. It's so fun.
You know, I love that, and I keep coming back to who I am in those moments is
Mm,
exactly the same. This aspect, the self, this aspect of me that has always been, always existed. She doesn't need to mature or immature. She doesn't need to expand or decom and is unexpansive. She's
yeah.
not rich or poor. She's not manifesting. She's not doing any of that. She just is. And I was thinking about what you just said about how, touching back in with who I was. I was having, when I lived up in the mountains, I
Yeah.
would have these moments where I called it being in the vortex, where I told you I get such a huge grin going, my cheeks hurt. And and for me, it's like, oh, that's the state I wanted to stay in. Oh, now I've arrived. Now I'm in the vortex. Now I can, manifest all I have, but I have to be in that state. I have to be there. And so when I was in the middle of transitioning from one house to this place where I was at, and I was just sitting on the beach in a moment of, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's
Mhm.
happening. I don't know. And in that moment,
Yeah.
there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of worry, but I could touch in with her. I could find her, that
Oh,
self. She was right there. She's the same person that was there when I had all that abundance of that beautiful room and all that expansiveness. And there was a time when I had almost $200,000. She was there.
yeah.
She was the same feeling. She was the same person. And then I had a moment where I was in the park and I was in a deep, deep depression. And I stopped
Mhm.
and I found her. And she was still the same. She wasn't in depression. She was
Mhm.
just there. She was being. And then like 3 days later or whatever, I got back to that state of wee, and my cheeks were hurting. And I was like, okay, where is she? And there
Mm,
she was, not going and all of that. She wasn't that. She wasn't any of that. She was just the same self of existence. She just was
mm.
existence. And there was a part of me that went, oh no, she's not the vortex. There was a part of
Yeah,
me
yeah,
that went, ooh, wait, no, that's not the
yeah.
way it was supposed to be. But she's so much easier than all that. She's so much easier than all these emotional scales and working to get up that emotional scale. And am I doing it right? I'm not doing it right because my dream world's not here. She was none of that. She's just existence. And existence doesn't wake us up in the middle of the night and go, you suck because your dream world's not here.
Mm,
You're doing something wrong. And existence doesn't have laws.
mm.
Existence doesn't have rules and the needs and the wants and all of that. Existence just is, and it's all of
Yeah.
it. And it's all of it. And it just is, oh, it's so hard to explain, but it's so wonderful to touch in
Yeah.
with that part of you. And
Yeah.
I know you call it the inner being, because I know that's who you're having the conversation with.
I mean, I understand it also that it's me. Like,
Yeah.
I recently made a video on YouTube, and I just kind of doodled everything that I knew about Abraham. And the analogy that I put is that, your inner being is kind of like, when you talk about your body, you look at your whole body, and when you have to identify it and put a name on it, who does it belong to? You say, it's me, this is Sanjula Mansingh. But when you look at your hand or you look at your nails, then you also say that belongs to Sanjula Mansingh. This is also Sanjula Mansingh right here. But so it's kind of like with my inner being and I, like my physical form here, this is me in my physical form having this perspective. And then all of this is also me. This is inner being, like having this broader perspective of where my fingers are in context to everything else in this world. So, it's kind of like that. I know it's just another way of looking at it, but it's still me. Like that awesomeness is me here in this moment. And as you said, it's beautiful that you said that it's there, it's consistently there. It's not like doing this up and down dips and highs and lows and all of that. It's there. And something that you mentioned, like, oh, this is my vortex, and whoa, this is fun, this is where I want to be. I think that can happen, at least in the beginning, where I felt when we were talking when you're listening to Abraham Hicks or many other teachers. They talk about happily ever after is here. It's available. You get to have everything that you want. And we have this misconception, I think. We believe that when you have everything, that's when happiness, that's when the final state of happiness is.
Yeah.
Once you manifest everything, but you don't manifest, that's a never ending process. You'll always be creating. So it feels like that's the final destination. I know we've talked about it, like people know that it's about the journey and not the destination. But still, even in terms of law of attraction, it feels like once I've heard so many hours of Abraham, once I've been in the hot seat like so many times, once I've done this and that, then I will have the secret. Like I love when Abraham shares about Esther's contrasting moments. Like it's never ending. It's like an
Yes.
onward expanding thing. And I love that I heard it from some other teacher talking about something else in that context. That balance isn't like you're here and still, you're not moving. Balance is this. Balance is like moving, but this is balance, right? Not like this and that, but this is balance, and that's the fun, the contrast, and the allowing. As Viola said, the asking, the question answer dance, like it keeps happening. Or Abraham said, the step 5, you're happy in the contrast. But I think it's like that moving forward and finding your balance as you're riding a bike, right? And that's the fun of it. That the journey is the fun of it. It's never going to be like, oh, I always have to be in the vortex. This is the
Yeah.
promised land to be in the vortex, always be happy and everything. You dip in and dip out, your existence is there, it's always steady, it's always available, being there. And you get to experience the whole range throughout the journey. Like there's nothing wrong with any of that. That is, I think, for me, that's something that is fun to think about. That it's not even after it feels like, okay, now you're enlightened, now you know how to be happy all the time, now you know how to be in the vortex all the time, and how to manifest everything all the time. I think the joy is in, the balance. Okay,
Yeah.
the question answer dance. Okay, this is the question. And what is the answer? Oh, the answer sounds delicious. And then you dip in again and do something new and something, as you said, also, it's not something that I forgot, but and something that I'm expanding to new stuff, and I'm expanding and expanding. So it's an ever evolving, finding that balance and having the fun in the balance. When you're on the skateboard or when you're surfing, the fun is in the movement forward and knowing that you can balance, and that's the fun of it, not when you're just standing, right? So
Yeah.
this is that's something that I've been thinking of, and I think that's really fun. That
I love that. I love that. Well, like even the journey, the job I'm in right now is, it's just the journey in that,
hmm
and it's easy to step into a lot of the old ways I used to think about these kind of jobs, and
mm,
to invite a different perspective, to invite, this, I have no idea what's going to happen when I walk in today or tomorrow or
yeah,
whatever. And, when I see a schedule on, and I'm not getting the hours I think I need in order to survive. And just, again, stepping back and watching myself thinking that way and going, you know, it's, I've always been okay. It really does come back to that. We really just dream up these scenarios of doom and gloom and going, am I still doing that? Am I, yeah, am I still doing that? Or just like you said, I love the waves, just
Yeah.
the movement and the wave and I'm really, what I love is saying this is the vortex. There is no vortex over here separate from me. I am in the vortex. It's impossible for me to be out of the vortex. Everything I have right now is my most amazing, is my
Mm-hmm.
most wondrous, even in its mundaneness.
Hmm.
That is me. Just it's so well disguised. It's so fun, juicy stuff, just in this best of disguises. And just really playing with life like this, just really
Yeah.
playing. I love how
Having,
this is all just so natural for us.
yeah, having fun with it and making it natural. I love when you said that, that you are going into your job and thinking about, oh, this, am I still thinking in the same old ways? And what's something fun that's been happening with me that I had these missed opportunities along the way. I had certain organizations that I joined, or things that I had started up. Everything, but like such similar things are coming back into my life. Like it's uncanny how similar they are in their format or what I had to do then. It's kind of now even better, but it's coming back again. And it's like, like it's fun that it's coming back again. And it's fun to see something that Abraham Hicks say that, your vibration is where you last left it. So with the thing that had gone, my vibration was still there. So when it came around now, well, I have now evolved from that time, and I'm like, this is interesting, my vibration is still there. Like, am I still seeing it, in the old ways? No, now I can see it in, a better way. I won't say this is the best perspective now have. It's always going to get better, but it's so fun that it's coming back again. And I'm like, hmm, that was off. How I was looking at it, really, really, really off. Like maybe judging it or maybe assuming things about it. No way. That, like, now I have a new platform, and I love that. I think also this whole time space thing that we have in this life, it gives us the opportunity to savor it. Like, oh, I love you can kind of map the growth that you have, so to say, and you can savor, oh, I was there and now I'm here. This is so fun. I love that this happened then and now this is where I am. So that is something that is just, I got reminded of it, that I love that these old opportunities are coming. As
Yeah.
they say, that things are always in your vortex, so there are no missed boats, there are no missed opportunities. They're always growing in your vortex, or in your vortex right here. So that thing became just better with more context, which is fun for me, more details, which is juicy for me. And it has presented itself and, given me the opportunity to, am I going to still think in the old way, or am I going to, like, approach it with the beauty of the new that is here, like in this moment? So yeah, I just got
Yeah.
reminded of that. It's really fun.
A friend
And
of
it
mine
came
used to
back
call
again.
those echoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would say, you have. I always said, oh, it's the universe testing me, going, are you sure you want to be blissfully happy? Look at, are you going to react to this again? And I love that he called that echoes. He was just like, yeah, when those things come back around and it's such a repeat. You always hear, oh, you keep dating the same person over and over and over until
Mhm.
you shift something. That's such a good example of that. And
Yeah.
he's just like, when you stand on a cliff and you yell something out and the echo comes back, it's very tempting to grab onto that echo and yell it out again, hello, and just keep playing with that. But at some point you're like, okay, that's boring, let's yell something
Yeah.
else out now.
Yeah.
Or turn around and walk away and let's go do something else. And I
Yeah.
love that. I love that life, presents to us. Do you want to yell back out that same thing again? Or do you want to try and play in something different? And I love that. I love that it's so easy to want to go deep into things and to find this deeper meaning, but it's staying up here where it's simple and it's so easy. It's just easy.
It's so easy. Like, I think the fact knowing that, just still going a little bit in Abraham terms, that what you've asked for is done. Like it's a done deal, slam dunk. Like in Hindi, in my language, you say ho gaya, like it's done. So
It's done,
like
it's done.
it's done. So when, we go through the motions of why do I feel this way, or what happened in my past, or it's so dreary. Like you can just be here, like, oh, it's done. Like, Sanjana, whenever you're done with your own reasoning, or permission slips or whatever, we're waiting out here with the party, where everything is done. And so like I just do that sometimes, like, oh, I forgot, oh, this is a done thing. So I could be thinking and contemplating about the contrast, and why did that happen, and what is my belief that is being reflected here, or how am I seeing that person, and what happened in my past that is making, like, you could go there. And I'm not saying it is wrong or something. I mean, it
Yeah.
was my path of least resistance earlier. It was my path of, coming here. So that's why I would see it that way. Before, I wouldn't even be able to see it or recognize it. But now I'm just like, just cut to the chase. Like it's done. Like it's easy. It's there. It's available, and you can just have fun with it. And whatever needs to happen will happen. Like whatever insight you need to have, whatever belief shift you need to have, whatever alignment you need to have, it will happen once you just like, oh, it's done. Oh, okay, cool. Like you're just like, okay, whatever I want, the business expansion, the travel, the friend, whatever, right? Oh, it's available, it's waiting. Are you ready to accept that it's done? Are you ready to accept that things can shift and change? Are you ready to see beyond the current reality that you see? Like, because if you're fixed in that and you're justifying that, then then it might be difficult to shift to that. But then now I'm so glad that I'm at the place where I'm just like, I know it's there, done, so let's just get there. Are you done? Like I talk to myself, so I'm like, oh, okay, are you done, Sandra? Let's go there. Like it's there, it's waiting, it's cooking. So I think that is so easy. Like otherwise, like doing all the exercises, again, path of least resistance for whoever. Maybe when I'm down in the dumps, then doing an exercise, doing a gratitude list is the next logical step. It's the next thing that feels better. But luckily, I'm not feeling like that a lot of times, so I can just be like, it's done. Like let's
It's
move
done.
on to the next thing.
Well, and I
Yeah, for
think that, I see these memes where people say, this is coming.
sure.
And yeah, and when we say this is coming, we will perpetually stay in a world where this is coming. Not this is here, not
Yeah.
it's done, it's in the process of being done. And
Claim,
so
claim it,
for
say yes for
yeah,
it, and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so it forever stays in the process of it's being done. And I realized when I was meditating, when I was doing segment intentions, when I was doing all of that, that's the mindset I was in. I was in a mindset of it's not here yet. I got to do segment intentions so things can be better. So I continued to create a world where I had to actively participate to make things better. And so you continuously stay in a world of things are getting better. Things are getting better. They're never better. They're
Hmm.
getting better. They're never
Yeah.
better. They're getting better. So you never get there. You never get to that there space. And so that's where I love this touching in with the self aspect of me who is I God, that was the whole it's done, it's done, it's done. It's just like you already thought about it, which
Yeah.
created it, and so it's done. It's
Yeah.
not getting done. It's not going to be done. It's not cooking. It's none of those things unless you want to play there in cooking. And it will forever be cooking. It will never
Yeah.
finish being cooked.
Exactly.
It's in that space of because that's the problem with the word manifesting. Manifesting means it's not here.
Hmm.
I'm and so it will never, as long as I play with, oh, I'm manifesting this, it will never be here. It will never be here. So when you asked me a bit ago to elaborate on something, I don't remember what it was. I came back to the feeling, that feeling. It's the feeling. There's so much power within feelings. And Franny loves to talk about that. She always says,
Yeah.
we are not our feelings. We are not our feelings. And yet, and there's this part of me going, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Okay. But it's like it's the feeling. It's that whenever I'm playing with the whole manifesting a parking spot thing, I think we all do that. I don't know. Um, all I do is I'm driving and I'm like, I feel for what it feels like when I pull in and there's a parking space right up front. I don't imagine it. I don't try and manifest it. I just feel that. And then I go, and that's it. It's that, and you said it earlier when you're talking, you're saying that sentence over and over, and it just feels. There's something so magical within that feeling, the feeling. And yesterday, I was at work and I used to, when I was up in the mountains, I had a hidden lake, and it was my lake.
Mhm.
Nobody was around, and it was made of sand. So it was so crystal clear. And I would just, oh, I know, I would just strip and I would just go float out in the middle of it. And while I was at work yesterday, I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about me just floating and what it felt like just to be floating, and it's sun and it's just trees around me. And my dog is doing her thing with lizards or whatever she was doing. And the serenity and the peace, and to pull that feeling up in the middle of the chaos of my work, which is continuously chaotic and never stops being chaotic there. It was just, there was this part of me that got emotional, and there was this need to cry, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to play just laying in my lake. It's that feeling, and it's not like I have to be there in order to have that feeling. It was
Yeah.
just, and so I think it is really that simplicity in pulling up those feelings, and it's done within the feelings. The feelings are it being done. That's hard to express.
Juicy, no, I get it. I got it. Like I felt it. I felt it. Because I love that you brought this up, especially about the lake and everything and the visualizing it. And so today, in one of the playful things, when I was chewing with my, won't even say with my inner being, because like I was just chewing on it, and there was something that I felt like the thought of that makes me feel like I have to swim through something murky. Like there's a little bit resistance in that. And then in that
Yes.
moment, I was like, no, like once I visualized, like I could just like it was an image in my mind, and then just piece by piece what happened when I just was, I don't know, I was just present with that image in my mind for a while, and then piece by piece, like that thing, whatever that container was, it just got lifted up, and it just went away from me, like far away, and it kind of disintegrated, and instead of that, in front of me was like this vessel or this channel of clear water, and I could swim through it, but it was lighter than water, because what in my mind was the image that for me to get from here to there, I have to cross this murky resistancy thing. So
Yes.
it's a bit like so that just flew away automatically, because in the moment when I recognized that, it just flew away. All happened very naturally. And then there was this like open wide channel of water, and it wasn't even water, it was like, it felt like the pleasure of swimming. I love to swim, so just the sensuality of being in the water and swimming and loving the feeling of water all over your body, but it was even lighter than water. There was like absolutely no resistance, so there was no resistance at all. I could swim as fast as I wanted and enjoy being in water, and it just happened so easily. And in that moment of, and I held on to that. So sometimes I think about it, sometimes I say it out, sometimes I write it. But today was the first time I kind of visualized it, and like I received the visualization, and I just imagined myself swimming in that channel, and it was so fun. Like I took a nap to that. Like I kind of fell asleep to that feeling of swimming in that water light liquid. It was just beautiful. And thinking about that right now also makes me feel so good. So just the feeling of it felt like freedom, felt like fun, felt like, this is so fun. I just want to keep swimming here. And again, it wasn't about getting to the destination. It was about swimming in this water. I could go as fast as I want, but just the feeling, the sensuous feeling of having water, and moving my arms and moving my legs and just being wrapped in that beautiful body of liquid love. It was just so beautiful, so pleasurable. And that feeling, I think, was so valuable. Just in that moment, again, I'm sure something shifted, whatever happened. Like the knowing came into me. I didn't have to write down a series of things of my new list of beliefs or something like that. I know that belief shifted. I know, like, the knowing fell into place. It wasn't even just a knowing, it was just this whole enveloping feeling of I'm free, and this is going to be fun. And this is fun. Again, the unfolding journey, I get to swim in this
Love
beautiful
this.
material. Like, so it
You
was
know,
so
oh
gorgeous.
my God, what you said about that murkiness, that's it. When we talk about our inner being, there's this space that's between us, and it's that murkiness. It's like you
Yeah.
said, it's like, okay, I got to reach out for my inner being. And in order to reach out for my inner being, I have to go through something, this
Yeah.
resistance, this
Yeah.
separate murkiness. Oh, and there's the light. And to remove that murkiness, to see that there is no murkiness, there is no inner being, it's just the self, it's just all that light, that there's yeah, that it was just the epitome of that separation. When you said that murkiness, I was just like, oh, that was so
Yeah.
good. That's exactly what it feels like. It does. It feels like a resistance. It feels like a
Yeah.
space of ickiness. And we associate ourselves with that. We
Yeah.
associate ourselves as that small, that icky, that separate. My inner
Yeah.
being is light and love and easy and liquid. And then here I am. And we used to, when I was back in 2015, we used to call that the 3D, and we were
Mm-hmm.
ascending into the 5D, and that's that separation right there. The 3D
Yeah.
was heavy and density and all of that, and contrast, and 5D is it. And it's like, yeah, have we ever gotten there? Yeah. you know I know the
Yeah.
whole I'm always like, yeah, we've been ascending
Yeah.
since the caveman days, and we never got there, guys. um but oh, that was so perfect. I loved that, because
I
to
love.
see it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, to see that and go, and be able to label it, and be able to feel it, and going, oh, there's what is creating my experience of separateness, which is fine, which is cool. And now, how do I want to play with that? Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I love it. I received it just for this podcast today, I'm sure. It was home delivered, right? Because it was like a first for me, like to have this kind of like I love to receive visualizations, but like this analogy or this, metaphor for something that was just a first and was beautiful. And I love when you put it in that comparison that okay, I have to go through something murky and reach that inner being. And
Yeah.
when all of this shifted, there was no destination. The point was being in the thing and swimming and enjoying it. And, I could go to the destination if I wanted to. It was really like I was free. But this
Yeah.
is where it's at. Like here, swimming. Ooh, so fun. I love
God,
that.
and don't you think, I mean, and that's the whole thing that you've been saying from the get-go, that everybody says, is there's no destination, it's the journey. And I think because we embrace these inner beings and Abrahams and all of that, that we will always have a destination, because they are the destination. And what they know is the destination. What they know that we don't know is the destination. There's a God, and that God knows all, and I don't. So there's always this destination. And we don't want to go through the journey, because the journey is that murkiness. Oh, this is so good. And only took an hour to get here. Oh my God. And so when we release all that, when we release these inner beings and these Abrahams and all these beings that know better than we do, then there's no more destination. Now we can be right here. There's no more murkiness. There's no more, these things I have to
Yeah.
go through to get there. There's no
Yeah.
more of that. It's just this
Yeah.
being, this existence. Here we're back to existence. Existence is everything, it's just like, yeah, I was listening Adi Ashante yesterday, and he was talking about experiences and how many experiences come and go without our permission. He's just like, You have no idea what's going to happen in the next nanosecond. You got no idea. You got hopes, you got dreams, but you got no idea. And every time we try to control it, how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
And how these things just come and go, and they don't ask our permission. We are the experiencers, and we are, yes, we're the creators, but let go of that. Let go of that need for control, because there's my car outside and there's a blue sky outside, and that's me creating like nobody's business, and I'm not even trying. It's easy. It's so easy. I'm not even aware that I'm doing it. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
dang.
This is perfect. I love
There's
it.
a
Oh my
mind.
God. Yeah, the mind explosion. You lit up. I lit up. It happened. It happened right here. Oh my God. I love when you were saying that this thing about separation. Like, I remember I met one of the life coaches, manifestation coaches in India, and he had gone on a cruise and been in the hot seat. And I was talking to him and I was like, how was the experience of sitting in the hot seat? And he was like, oh, it was like, infinite intelligence looking into you. You're looking into the eyes of infinite intelligence. He said that. Of course, he was excited, but I was like, but isn't it fun? Like, I just wanted to have this discussion with him. I said, isn't it fun that that is available to us all the time? Like, that thing is available to us all the time. But he's like, yeah, but still imagine infinite intelligence looking at your eyes. But I was like, I don't have to, like, you don't have to do all of that to feel that, right? It's here. Like, in that moment, I was like, okay, this conversation's not going to go anywhere. He found it there. And and that's okay. I mean, I totally get it, because for
Yeah.
me, it was the permission slip so far, and it was much better than where I was before. It just got better and better and better. And I'm pretty sure what I'm saying right now, like 2 years down the line, I will be like, what are you saying, Sanjula? Like, you have no idea what's out there, right? Like, you think you're at the leading edge and you still are using these permission slips, whatever. Like, so, like, I still like love listening to Abraham. I still have this idea of
Yeah.
inner being, but it's okay wherever you are. I think it's okay with whatever makes you feel easier, whatever makes you get into that mode of easy. Maybe doing a
Yes.
meditation, 20-minute meditation or 2-hour meditation gets you to easy. You go, girl, like you do that. Like, it's your thing. Everyone will have their thing, and it just would get better and better. And doesn't mean that someone's better if they have the 2-minute meditation, if you have the 2-hour meditation. It's just your thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's just fun. Like, it's just expanding and ever growing. So yeah, fun. So fun. Oh man.
I know, and I don't want to go, but I know it's 10:30 or 11:30 your time.
11:30. And I
Oh,
just took a moment to notice, oh my God, it's already an hour. Like, and we haven't even, like, it feels like, oh, there's just so much more that we could go on and on about.
there it
Oh
really,
my God.
and it's so funny, like even Costa's video before this, the podcast before this, we just stayed so shallow. We stayed so shallow. And we
Yeah.
just stopped the podcast, and it just, there was so much left, that I was like, oh, we could go so much deeper, we can go so much
Mhm.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We need
it I know.
you need more of you, Kristen. Like, so much
Oh,
more all the time.
oh, thank you. But and I love that you were the catalyst to
Mhm.
bring out that, oh my God, and again, it was the feeling. It was that feeling of, oh, look what I've been doing, and the aha and the power within that, and then letting it go, and once again, in the middle of all that, looking back and saying, oh, there she is. There's that existent self, and she's not going, oh my God, oh my God. She's
Yeah.
just like kind of going, yeah, duh. Yeah. She always does that all the time. She's always going, yeah, yeah, duh.
You have your fun, kiddo. It's okay. Like, have your party. I'm right here.
I watched. Yeah, it's so funny. A friend of mine was trying to get me to explain even more, and I said, it's this part of you that doesn't need to
Mm.
invest in the ahas. It doesn't need to invest itself in
Mm.
the depression. It's experiencing it with you, but it doesn't need to invest in it. It doesn't. it sees that you're having this grand epiphany, and it doesn't make it any more bigger than when you thought, I want a donut. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that part. It is simple. It's simple and it's easy, and life is easy, and just keep playing. And yeah, I love when I just so much appreciate having discussions. I love
Yeah.
these discussions. And that's what I wanted Kristen Clark Unmasked to be about, is unmasking the parts of us that are like, wait, no, let me teach you.
Mm.
It's revealing the parts of us that just are going, oh, that was so good, and let me build on it. Yeah.
I know, right? Oh my God,
It's,
I have to. This is the last thing before we end. Like, I just heard an Abraham Hicks clip. I don't know how. Like today, I was skimming through, and someone was talking about how can I manifest. Like, someone was talking about how they do a segment intention or something like that before they enter a segment to have a great conversation. And then Abraham was like, "Yeah, but you don't need to kind of do that, because when you're trying to kind of control that, okay, these are the things that I will lay down, these are the things that I would say." But isn't and they said, isn't it the juiciest when you might not even have anything in common, you might not have any interests in common, but then you meet here, and then and it's not just a conversation that, oh, I like this, oh, I like this too. Where does that go? It doesn't go anywhere. It's like happening there, it's expanding there, like a conversation that is expanding and moving there. That is what is exciting, that is what is fun. And reminded me of one of the first times we had a conversation where we went like celebrating suicide and whatnot. Like, it was so fun, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is like talking to Kristen. Like, it just gets bigger, and we meet here and we grow there, like we expand there. It's not something like, okay, we're going to talk about this script and we're going to do this. It's like, keep growing, let's keep growing, let's keep growing. Let me light you
oh,
up. That's
I
what you
love
do.
that. I
Thank you so much.
love that you said that. And that's exactly what I want to do. That's exactly what I love about me. I love being in this head, because I get to
Mhm.
play there all the time, 24/7,
Yeah.
in this place of going, okay, wow, this was a great teaching. And immediately this part of me goes, yeah, that teaching's great, but wah, and
Yeah.
just using every little thing as a catalyst and going, no, oh no, let's go
Oh my,
bigger. Let's go bigger
yeah.
than that. Come on. Oh, Sanjula, I'm
Thank you
so
so
glad I
much.
got to talk with you and do this with you today.
Same here. I'm just so happy. Thank you so much for inviting me again. It's such a pleasure. It's such an honor and pleasure to be with you on your journey and to just talk to you. And like, to be on this podcast is like such a big bonus. So thank you so much for inviting me again. This was so much fun. Thank you.
You, thank you, and thank you for just playing. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you. I always say this about you. Your wisdom is just that. You were saying the water. I was like, that's you. That's you. That's the epitome of you. It's that we want to call it water, but it's so much lighter and it's cooler, and it's just it, like you said, liquid love, and that was perfect, but that doesn't even touch it. And it's so
Yeah.
you. And that's what I love about interacting with you.
Thank you. We could
You're
go
welcome.
on and on, but I think we need to stop. For whoever's listening, thank you so much for watching this. Keep watching more of Kristen. She lights people up. This is a place where you want to come and be uplifted, have those aha moments, have like, whoa, this is amazing, I want more. Like, you are going to come back for more. So this is where, you get it all. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
Kristen. Thank you, whoever watching. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you.
Mwah. Bye, honey.
Bye.